Are you seeing this? Like,
There's a lot of black flies
we
out.
may or may not need some heat.
Like if you think about it, the good old stuff that in the little spill jar you used to put on like that, right? You can also like put it on your face without spraying it in your eyes. So the black flies are out, and I've recently started using Muskol 30% DEET lotion. At first I was skeptical, but after using this a few times, you can ration it so you get really more bang for your buck. I'm like, this stuff is amazing. Okay, here we go, baby. First canoe trip of the year. Got my man Kyle Loney over here. It is a beautiful day. It's about 8 a.m. and we have a pretty interesting trip today. On top of the first trip of the year, Kyle's first whitewater canoe trip, north, my dog's first ever canoe trip. There's a blacksmith that lives along a remote part of the Magnetawan River here. His business is called Adventure Forge. The guy's name's Chris Johnson, and I'm literally gonna stop in and go check out his shop, and he's gonna, be making an axe. He's gonna be doing some blacksmithing work, and I'm gonna buy an axe off of him that we are then going to use when we camp tonight. So should be one night out, 2 days out, but they're gonna be long days, jumping right into it. Upper Magnetawan. It's gonna be an awesome trip, and hopefully we hit some serious rapids. North, in the boat, come on. In the boat. In the boat. Good boy. Good job, buddy. So that was pretty good. I should have yelled a draw way earlier to you though. What? Because we almost smoked that rock.
We handled it well.
Yeah. So good first run though, eh?
That was nice.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot bigger than it looked from the shore, eh?
Oh yeah. Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, so ideally, probably the best way to do it, Kyle, would be, you see that rock right there?
Yeah, yeah.
And you see this here?
Yeah.
Would be right in between those two things. Stay right of that rock there.
Yeah. Go to
And
the
then-
right on that side.
Yeah, but we should go down and check a bit more down there too.
All right.
We're gonna go get in the canoe, and we're gonna meet you right here, okay, buddy? We're gonna meet you right here. Draw, 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 draw! Nice. Draw, draw. All right, draw, forward, draw, draw, draw. Yeah, buddy. All right, we're gonna eddy out left here. Woo! Look, good boy!
Woo!
In the boat.
Okay. Back in the boat. Back in the boat.
Good boy.
That's a good boy.
Okay, draw. All right, give her a bit of a back paddle. Slow us down a bit.
Out of the boat.
Good boy. I trained him in and out of the boat at my cottage last weekend. We're just gonna try to keep our stern kind of pointed into shore. It's a waterfall up here, right?
Yeah.
So that's our takeout on the right. Looks pretty so back paddle. Oh, it's deep here. I did that on purpose. All right, jump out and grab the bow. That's the beauty of having a dry suit. now we got a bit of flat water, and then we have a real doozy, the one that I might have to solo. Oh! Whoa! Bad dog! In the boat, North. What the is he chasing? A frog? Come on, North, up you get. Good boy! Good boy! Good boy! We are just approaching Ross Rapid, which is a real doozy. Looks pretty intense. It's just so big that running it tandem, too much weight in the bow, we definitely swamp and dump. So I'm gonna try doing it solo, and we also might swamp and dump, or I might swamp and dump. So Kyle's gonna just walk it. I'm gonna just hopefully make it down solo, and then him and North are gonna meet me at the end. So fingers crossed I get there with the open side up. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe middle. Here we go, buddy. This is a long kind of like swift that leads right up to an unrunnable ledge.
Yeah.
So we have to stay hard left and eddy out right before the ledge, or we go over and dump and maybe get injured. Okay. Should be okay, and then we'll have to do a little carryover, a really short portage maybe.
Okay.
Alright, see that back ferry action?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, cross. I didn't see that, bud. Sorry. Yeah. That's it. Just take her nice and slow. All right, keep back paddling. Right. Fun, eh?
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna do a short portage here and then run the rapid afterwards. Yeah, so this is basically what we just eddied out right on top of. It doesn't look like a whole lot from upriver, but when you come down and look at it, you can just see that boiling hole where the white water's backing up on itself. It's all frothy, and there's just no way you can get down it. Okay, hard. All right, eddy out left. Forward. Good boy! Yeah. Good boy. In the boat. Oh, you got a lot of water on the back of your spine. Sick run, bro. Sick run.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah. There's a spot there at the bottom, on the bottom left. If we hit that, and if we go over that, we're gonna be pretty full of water.
But we're not gonna dump them.
still got fire.
I like it.
It coats up on the sides.
Yeah. Full fork. That's pretty cool.
Okay, so we are just here with Chris Johnson, and he's the owner of Adventure Forge up here on the Magneto on Maple Island. Pretty cool. I just paddled to Chris's house from my house and coming up to pick up an axe.
Yeah, it's been good. For 3 years I've been making fireplace tools and axes and hatchets and tomahawks and building a little business for myself, doing the markets and selling online. I've got a website, which is my initials, cjblacksmith.ca.
Yeah.
And you can find pretty much everything there. Otherwise, you can find me on Instagram, Adventure Forge.
I think this is so freaking cool.
Right?
Yeah, this is awesome.
I told you this is going to be cool.
I love it, man.
What I'm doing now is just brightening that up a little bit so we can see the temper colors.
So, I imagine I probably burned myself multiple times.
Look at that, bud.
Nice. We gotta walk pretty far to scout this one out because it's like a slot canyon and there's like a long 150 meter class 2 before it turns into a raging class 3. That curling wave, that's what those guys dumped on last time.
Hold. Nice. Hold. Yeah, buddy.
Just bombed it, eh, buddy?
That was wicked, bud.
We have just paddled around a corner and we see our campsite. Good boy.
She's rare, but she's beautiful.
That's a strong cup, pal. How much did you put in there, for Christ's sake?
I mean,
Absolutely.
crushed some rapids. Still gutted about having you solo the first one and me filming.
Yeah.
But
sorry
such
about
is
that.
life. No, you don't have to apologize. It's okay. Probably better I didn't die on the first rapid.
This is where we camped last night. And this here is lower burnt chute that we have to portage around. Just drops like crazy. Look, you're gonna jump out, then I'm gonna jump out, and then we're gonna f***ing haul up there. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Well, shouldn't be wearing my life jacket for this portage. Freaking, it's making me way too hot.
That was a good way to start the morning. Get the blood flowing. I have to go for a swim.
Oh, this is walleye heaven. Sorry, you're in the video.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I'm
hey.
not really dressed for that.
You look hot.
Alright. What can you give me fucking
And we are off. We got a perfect day. Calling for some rain, potentially thunderstorms, because there's been a real heat wave for this time of year. Black flies are out. It is May and we are chasing trout, going for specks, going into interior Algonquin. Nothing crazy distance wise because we wanted to leave some more time for fishing. We got my dog North here, you can hear him whining. Got my buddy Ryan paddling in the bow. And we also have my cousin Brad, my buddy Will, and none other than my brother Ted Baird here. We got 3 portages today. We're basically doing like a yo-yo. We're going in and coming back. But we're trying to get into a backcountry lake that I've never been in before that's supposed to have some good fishing for brook trout. It's gonna be about, you know, I don't know, 800 meter portage to get in there.
Way better. Canoe dog immediately.
Already high. Serious category for
How is that, guys?
Oh, I'm struggling
Why isn't Ted helping?
because I'm carrying my shit.
Ah, nice. Yeah, this looks like a honey hole here though, eh? Here's one. Perch. I don't want to keep up this little perch, do you? Too bad we can't stay there a little longer, but we got to get to our destination. We still have a little ways to go and a couple not fun portages in between, so.
Super nice. That's like the sailors, they saw that a port and take some of that.
That's like a 3-pounder for sure. Well, more than that. Oh, that's a football.
All right.
He's playing dead right now. It's different. Oh, big hill. That's so funny. I was like talking about how squirrels cache stuff in, and then I find old squirrel cache right there. Isn't that cool? This is Ontario's provincial flower. Most of the time they're white.
Good job.
We're there. Holy
It's done, dude.
amazing.
It's a done deal. We just gotta cook it.
That is epic, man. That's got to get done over the fire for sure.
Went there on my yeah, you have, man. I went there on crazy.
Boom.
Legs pulled down.
Getting some stormy conditions going on here. If that's a wall of rain coming towards us.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
Look at this bird. Is that, holy shit, motherfucker!
No, like you're waiting in the pearly. It's the risk, like I said, there is a bit of a data skew. Skewed data, right? For sure. You can't make the same correlation situation with that they put themselves in or they were in. Hanging out the postcard.
Yo, you guys catch anything? Nothing? We're getting pelted by hail right now. Oh man, look, you see the size of that one? Oh yeah. Wow, look at that. North, you smell like a wet dog. Fucking Jim's fishing trips. Those beauties. Sweet.
I think that's the only one holding there.
Yeah, you're. Well, we woke up this morning, decent enough time, got some coffees in us and hit the water. Pretty slow again. Brad lost one. Then, you know, we were fishing for a while. You know, not quite as good here as what we thought it would be until Will just slammed a beauty, biggest fish of the trip so far. Nice trout. So that's super exciting. So we're gonna put a little more effort here and see if we can get another one. Oh no! Did you see that? God damn it!
Yeah, great one.
There we go. Nice, boys.
Nice bigger.
Woo. It took us a while to figure out this lake, but we sort of found what we think is a honey hole and realized that the fish, just because of the heat yesterday, are deeper than normal for this time of year. All right, number two. Number 2 for Will, number 3 of the trip for Will.
I'll just send out a little love letter. Little MEPS, maybe MEPS 2, MEPS 1. It'll sink down to the bottom and then just jig them out of there.
How long do you let it sink for after you cast lands?
I don't know, maybe like 3 seconds, 4 seconds.
3 seconds, baby.
I'll be hosting a TED Talk. If anyone wants, lessons on how to slay out here in Algonquin.
Clothing optional.
This is the spot, pretty much. Yeah.
I can go home now.
See? Right to the top, then through this little thing here. Then you grab this here and you pull out all the gills. Bam, look at that. And then you want to scrape out that bloodline there.
Yes.
North is ready to go.
That's an impressive thing to get up.
Sure enough, we pulled over at a little creek to check it out, and right off the bat, Will was able to catch a sucker with his bare hands after Ted caught one. Pretty cool. Just a shallow creek. They run right up. Got it.
Got it. Release.
Detail inside this. You can bring it on this deck. You're too small.
So good, bud. So good.
No. So
How is it this good?
it's just the best, man.
There's a
Right.
reason.
This
There's
good.
a reason you can't go to Loblaws and buy one of these.
Right.
Because there wouldn't be any left.
No.
There would be zero left.
And also, they would never taste as good anyways.
True.
There's something to be said about earning it too.
I think this is ready.
Internally.
Looked like he was going for that.
He now got busted for the second.
Well, it is the morning of our last day here on this beautiful island campsite. Yesterday, incredible day. Woke up early, got out there, slammed a bunch of trout. Had an epic shore lunch when we got back here. Went out, fished again. Brad caught a burbot or a lingcod, which we didn't keep because we had a ton of food, but you know, they're weird looking fish, but they're super tasty. A lot of people say, I've actually never tried one, and it was Brad's first burbot too, and it was a solid 3.5, 4 pounds, which is pretty exciting. Now we're just packed up and we're loading the canoes and we're gonna head back out the way we came. Then that'll be about it. Well, that's all about North could take. And he swam across the river to go play with Ray. Just pulling up at our put-in where our trucks are parked. Another great trip in the books. A little challenging coming back upriver, but no big deal. And I think it's safe to say this one's in the books. What do you think, Ryan? Safe to say? Honey, how are you feeling?
Extremely nervous, but we'll be okay, right?
I think we'll be fine, yeah.
Well, apparently North is ready to go.
that he likes the canoe so much.
True to the game.
So cute. What am I doing?
How's it going, hon? Are you not in the water yet?
I'm struggling.
North is very excited. He's standing on the bow. I wouldn't be surprised if he was to fall off at any moment. So we got some flat water paddling here. We're gonna cruise across this lake, lots of cottages on it. Really pretty lake, but looks like it's got some, you know, stretches of crown shoreline, some cliffs.
We're inching up on our first rapid of the day, and I'm very nervous.
Yeah, it looks pretty bouldery, but
It looks like you can pull up pretty close to it though.
I say we just go for it. Come on. Like, I don't think it's gonna be a big deal. Up here looks kind of interesting, hon. So just follow me. North, out, out. The rock's there.
That was fun. Little drop.
So fun. Looks like the water level's still decent, eh? Come on, North. Up, 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 up. Okay, in the boat. Now that North knows how to swim, he doesn't seem to care at all about any rapid that's not of any significance, and basically just swam down this bottom part for fun. There's a den there underneath the root ball of that cedar tree. Sometimes beavers will make homes in the bank, but the reason I can tell this is an otter is because of these mussel shells in the water all around it. Really cool here. We're just cruising along a big, geez, over 50-foot tall cliff that just runs for hundreds of meters along the east bank of the river here. It's really cool, and we're approaching another rapid. It looks shallow, maybe a little more challenging than the last one, but the shallowness of it looks like it's going to be the issue. I can hear it already. Sounds shallow. So yeah, really a treat. Smell that, the flowers fragrance, eh? Just super strong smell of just like blooming wildflowers or blossoming. Oh, it smells absolutely gorgeous.
This looks really bouldery.
So you're probably gonna have to do a cross draw right after you pass this boulder. Then forward fast through here, and then straight. Well, cruise along the river, and I just spotted a big, beautiful hunk of chaga. Oh, oh, oh. That's about all I could carry for now. You can see that nice golden interior and the black, rough, kind of cancerous looking outer portion of it. So I'm going to save that and drink a cup a day. We haven't seen any otters, but there's tons of otter sign. These mussel shells are a sure sign. We were looking for a tributary just to get our bearings of where we are, and sure enough, this kind of ridge has continued and the tributary is pouring down the ridge, so we have a cool little waterfall here. Check it out. Nice. Well, we're walking out to scout this out. This is called Serpent Rapids for good reason, because it bends back and forth in a very serpentine manner. Whoa! Look at this. I say we just put it down there and run the rest. Let's go check it out. This is super cool. Like a gorge. A wicked gorge. But obviously this waterfall is unrunnable. And then just downriver, there's another drop, which looks like almost runnable, but with the water levels, it's just boulders and too fast current, too tight of a turn. So it looks like, you know, we wouldn't be able to run it in our canoes, maybe in a playboat and at higher water. So really, really cool. What's not cool is that this is looking like it's gonna be a not fun portage. That's the trail along there, which looks kind of sketchy. I don't think we were supposed to come down here. Yeah, I just kind of in a bit of a precarious situation here. Oh sh**. Gonna rapid here, honey. Oh yeah, this looks super fun, huh? All right, follow me.
I don't know what to do.
Go, 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 you got it, you got it. Well, so much for teaching Tori how to miss the rocks. Beautiful pine forest. Rocky areas. That's where the pines start, and this looks like, you know, getting to be some old growth, healthy white pines here. Well, that was a rapid. Tori does okay because it's kind of tricky there at the end. Oh, she jumped. Are you okay? You don't learn if you don't dump, man. Like, I've dumped so many times, Tori. Tor, catch. Yeah, yeah. Well, all's well that ends well. Tori botched her line, and man, that turned out to be a class 2 for sure, because such a thin little area you can hit and then miss that sweeper anywhere else, and you just run up on rocks, tip, swamp, whatever. But had to get a little creative with our rescue mission, but you know, it's a warm day, Water doesn't feel cold at all, really. It feels actually quite refreshing. So anyways, yeah, this worked out great. We're gonna wade the canoe down where mine is. I pulled it up on a gravel bar, jump in, finish off this rapid, and we'll be finished probably within the next couple hours. So not really a big setback in the end, but all turned out well, so all good.
Yeah, I'm getting back into it. I haven't done whitewater in so, like, aside from obviously yesterday, but in so long.
Just approaching the second rapid. Awesome to get out here with Tori. We haven't paddled rapids together in a while, so yeah, fun. The river, after I did this stretch of the upper Meg here with my buddy, the water went down. Well, it's come back up again. So me and Tori are doing long back-to-back day trips. We're paddling from our place 2 bridges down. Should be about a 6-hour paddle, hoping to do a little bit of fishing, but oh man, it feels great to get out. We got another beautiful day here. First rapid, freaking nailed it. We're taking our Novacraft Tough Stuff Expedition 17-foot Prospector with a spray deck on it, so it should be another great day on the water. But just in front of us is a technical class 3 and the water's pretty high, so it should be fun. So here we go.
Right through here, and then straight down that beach.
Yeah, so left of this, left of that.
So
yeah.
it's just hard to see, but I think like straight ahead here is a V.
Yeah.
There's like a ledge on the right and a ledge on the left. Right. And so we're going right between.
And then we'll have to eddy out and pick up north. This is where you wait. Me and Tori are gonna run this rapid in the canoe. You come and meet us right here, okay? No, north, north, north. No. All right. North, other side. Draw. Yeah, okay, draw. Nice. Woo! Okay, cross draw. Woo! All right, draw. Figured it out, eh? That was awesome. Look at this little thing. Well, just about swamped, but I did it. In the boat, come on. Yeah. All right, now we get right. Easy to miss this one, eh? Woo! There we go. So now we gotta cut across there and get there. And Nord has to run around there, over there to meet us on the other side. And we gotta cut that way and run this rapid and then eddy out. Draw! Yes, nice. Go. Eddy out. Yeah.
Nord!
I know. In the boat. Good.
Just tell me what to do.
Fucking action packed though. Good rescue job, honey. That was fun. Yo, you see it? There's no rocks or anything, eh?
I didn't hit a single rock.
Didn't even brush one. No.
Didn't even hit a single rock. Damn it! I wanted to nail it.
I know.
Okay, well keep your eyes peeled for my paddle. Like it'll be in an eddy, no?
Yeah.
Oh, it's over there.
Taking my paddle recovered. There it is, honey.
Oh,
We did it. Another awesome trip in the bag. It's a go, ladies and gentlemen. Sean and Nate are posted up on the island that's mid-rapid, and they're doing kind of a challenging little carryover to get over the island and run the bottom stretch. But yeah, I got the whitewater canoe here, so you know, I didn't get all dressed up for nothing. Come on, come on, in the boat, in the boat. Good boy, good boy. Continuing downriver down this fun little swift here to what should be hopefully a little honey hole. There we go. What do you think, Keith? This one's not bad, man. This one's like a ½ pound. It might be pretty tasty. Like, it's pretty small. Fuck. I'll keep the next one. Yeah, there's a keeper. Caught one keeper, devastating. I lost 3 nice ones, including one big fatty, so that sucks. Anyways, it is what it is. I'm just gonna kind of move on, see if I can catch up with Nate and Sean, and maybe circle back to the spot a little later on. Oh. Yeah! That's freaking north of 2. Well, it's raining. Oh yeah, she's coming down pretty hard. It's only raining over me! I've managed to get pretty much outfished by Nate and Sean, which is actually kind of good because this is my spot and I want these guys to believe me, and if they're doing as badly as I am, then they probably would never come fishing with me again. So Sean caught 1 walleye and 3 or 4 nice smallies. Nate caught a nice smallie, and I caught one small smallie and lost a bunch. So we got a walleye in there, baby, and we have enough for a shore lunch. So as mentally challenging as it is for me getting outfished really quite miserably, I think there's enough fish to go around for everybody, so that's good. So at least some of us do. Got a nice walleye in there.
Honestly, they really haven't been bad this year.
The last person that lived there year round died there.
Catching some nice, good size ones too.
That looks like it might be walleye there, no? That's what I'm wondering. Well, that is about it. Got on the water today probably about 7:30, and right now it's probably about 5:30, so good day on the water. Had an awesome shore lunch. A little challenging because we had to go back upriver after coming downriver, just because there's no other access points from downriver. And you know, basically long and the short of it is we did a little extra work to get to the good fishing. So yeah, still have a little more upriver travel to go, but pretty much this awesome little fishing trip is coming to an end. We are going to head out. We're going to be fishing walleye with worm harnesses.
We're not going to have to be out here too long.
We'll catch dinner quick. If that doesn't work out, maybe we'll go for some bass, but we're hoping to slam some walleye. Mary almost dumped in the lake. No alcohol was involved.
Use it at all. Probably at like 3 miles an hour. I think, like you said,
I feel like we're going fast.
Yes, baby. Woo! Do I have too much of it?
yeah, that's a lot for sure.
Sweet.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, bud.
Good eater. Look at that. Worm harness comes through. It's a pike. He's got a pike on. I didn't have the GoPro running, but we got 2 bass. 2 more bass. Decent keepers. One of them definitely is a good keeper. The other one's like just a little over what a keeper should be, but we got 4 fish. So we caught dinner, baby, and now we're gonna rip back to the campsite. Tori's there with the kids, relieve her of her duties, clean up some fish, get a fire going, and get some fish on.
Yeah, this is probably the most nice lighting right now. This way too.
Wow, that's gorgeous. I want to start with this fillet knife. Oh, there's a lot of bugs out there. Hey guys, are you guys scared of the bugs?
100
so
mosquitoes.
many bugs out
Yeah.
here.
It's out of control.
Let me baby bird chew it for a bit. Those look so cool.
Now shake all that.
Oh yeah.
Camp poutine, man.
So there you go. I got my 15-foot Novacraft Prospector all outfitted and ready for my big solo trip down the Bonnet Plume River. Can't wait to get this thing into the water and run the Bonnet Plume River. Okay, well here we are at Alcan Air in Mayo, Yukon. It was a long drive here from Whitehorse and I got here a little late. So I'm just waiting for my float plane to come back and it is going to take me out and deposit me at Bonnet Plume Lake, which is a remote lake in the Mackenzie Mountains. And that is going to be my starting point to paddle the Bonnet Plume River. I'm going to take the Bonnet Plume for 350 kilometers to the Peel River, and I'm going to follow the Peel River down to a large gravel bar called Taco Bar, where I'm going to wait for another float plane to come and pick me up and fly me back here to Mayo so I can drive to Whitehorse. The float plane has left me all alone here in the remote wilderness on Bonnet Plume Lake. It's an interesting feeling when that float plane takes off and just leaves you to completely be self-sufficient in a very remote area, especially when you're all alone. So yeah, I'm gonna get my bear spray out, get my shotgun loaded up, get a bite to eat, and start getting this canoe outfitted.
Greeted with grizzly bear.
This is what it's all about, guys. I'm finally here.
Oh, lost it.
Another chunky grayling. Look at that. There's grayling number 2. A little smaller than the first one, but a beauty still. Easy to get the hook out when you're using a single hook. Oh, I forgot my net. This grayling's huge. Whoa, ho, 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 ho. That one's done. Traveled a long way for this meal. Mmm. Today I'm stirring my coffee with the Cold Steel Outdoorsman fixed blade knife. We'll have some portaging on this trip. The water level's high. I might have one long portage. If it's not too high, I could probably run that one because it's not a waterfall. But either way, I'm probably going to have a couple portages, but not for some time. And I'm off. At the far end of this lake, the mountains there, those are the Mackenzie Mountains, and we're not far from the divide. And the divide is the border between the Yukon and Northwest Territories. So the mountain river, which I paddled, is not too much further of a flight than the one I just took. Something shiny to match these watercolors here, although I was having success on a Black Fury orange dot, but this is a dressed Mepps Aglia 2 here. Wow, this is beautiful. Yeah. You see that? Hello, dinner. Wow. Look at this beast. Looks like we have potentially a little rapid coming up, as this creek out of Bonnet Plume Lake meets the Bonnet Plume River proper. And I'm just taking a minute to clean up these two grayling here. This one I caught in the creek coming down, and then when I got here to the confluence of this creek and the Bonnet Plume, I just started catching tanks like it's crazy. They're just in the swift current, in the shallows, in the eddies. Like, they're not just in the eddies, they're like all over the place basically. Swift's just whipping me along here. We are just coming up on our first rapid of the adventure. It's been rainy and cold, unfortunately, for a while, but I'm still just having fun. River's picked up a lot since I got off the creek from Bonnet Plume Lake and into the Bonnet Plume River. Current's been ripping pretty good, so I'm making decent time. Hopefully, maybe, who knows, maybe I'll still be able to bang off my daily distance today, which is about 35 clicks, but I'm gonna run a rapid right now. Should be fun. Looks like maybe a class 1, maybe a class 2.
not the best line, but fun enough. Pretty serious, man. I gotta get over to the right. Fast. Woo, she keeps going. Got some squirrely coming up here. Just missed all that. Woo! Holy f***. That was awesome. Anyways, I'm gonna jump out and have a look because right now this is a completely blind corner. Need to stretch the old legs too. Looks like it's runnable. Man, it's not a nice day. It's cold and windy. And that actually makes it more dangerous to run rapids because if you dump, you can get hypothermia. This water is freezing cold. So once I'm down the most of the rapid, I might eddy out there and take a look at what's around the next corner. I'm gonna head back to the canoe, bail any remaining water, and head out. Oh, that's in a canyon too. Major blind corner. I have to cheat my way down this side slaw here. That looks pretty intense. Only a little slot where you can make it over. God. Here's the side slaw I pulled around. So I guess I'm gonna try to drag down here, jump into this eddy and go. Wow, that is beautiful. Look at that. I don't hear any rushing water ahead. I think we might be out of the thick of it for today anyways, but wow, that looks incredible. Holy smokes, Lord of the Rings right there. As soon as I pulled out the camera, the sun on those mountains went away, but still pretty awesome. This is a little more relaxing here. I heard an animal out here at like 3:30 this morning. I heard a noise, an animal walking out here. I think it was a moose, but it seemed to be like not far from my tent. Today it's going to be about trying to make some distance, but I think I also probably have at least one portage today. I left my stove out and it's all wet, so let's see how well it lights. Not too good. Concerning. No pressure. Oh, son of a stove is broken. Unbelievable. One of the things my float plane pilot told me about the bonnet plume is that it's very rarely traveled, and I don't know why. It's just for whatever reason, maybe the challenge of the rapids and all that, but compared to the Wind, which is an easier river in the Peel watershed, it sees a lot less traffic. And maybe it's just because it's, you know, people haven't heard of it, people don't know about it, so you know, that means there's nobody on the river, no other group behind me, no other group ahead of me, just me out here in the middle of nowhere, which is kind of cool. Sometimes where the river turns like this, you get some standing waves along the outside edge, which can be easily avoided. Well, this is looking kind of sketchy up ahead. I got pushed into a narrow braid and there's a tree down over the river and literally nothing I can do here to eddy out and miss it. So looks like maybe if I just squeeze left, I'll be able to get under the tip, but this is the kind of thing that can really cause problems. Yeah, it looks like I can get through without busting my face through branches. Woo! Sketchy, man. Well, things are going pretty good. Just hanging out watching bald eagle here. There's actually two of them, an immature one and a really large mature one. Coming through some braids, super hard to figure out and follow where I am on the map through here. But I think I'm off my first map, so I just pulled over to switch the maps over, which means I'm making it somewhere. Oh, of course now it starts dumping rain when I'm trying to swap out my maps. Wow, what a view of the mountains. Sweeper coming up here. Looks like there's enough room to get by her. A couple little rapids in here just because of the high water. So I'll have some serious rapids coming up in 6 kilometers. And I really just got to keep my eye on the map so I can judge the character of the river as I get close. I just eddied out right at the mouth of a crystal clear tributary. I love how you can see the two waters, the kind of turbid water of the bonnet plume mixed with that crystal clear emerald colored water of the tributary. It's so neat. That was a cool and pleasant surprise. Beautiful, beautiful spot. Now we have a little class 1 coming up right here. Got some standing waves here. I would have taken in a lot of water. Maybe I should have hit that for fun. Oh, that is a rapid right there. I gotta scout that out. Oh, class 3. A big wave there. A little irregular. Well, I'm gonna run it. Nice. I actually meant to eddy out here. Basically just skipped the whole thing. A little anticlimactic actually. And so if I missed this eddy, I would have been swept down there and who knows what would have been around the next corner. So that's what got my heart pumping a little bit. In the end, turned out to be easier than expected, but yeah, when you're all alone out here in the middle of the Yukon, it really amps things up, if you know what I mean. This isn't even a marked rapid on the map, and I guess just because of the high water, it's making what would be, you know, something manageable into something that isn't. Long story short, there's a huge drop there, and if you hit it left, you go into a hole. You can't hit it right, so the tongue is completely blocked by this curling wave. I might be able to kind of cheat it. Let's sneak up through here though. This would be a challenging portage. Look at this. Okay, well, we're going to try to get through this sneak route I found. There's also, looks like, another rapid around the corner too. Wow, this is terrifying. idea there'd even be rapids through this section. None of these are marked. See, there's the tongue. The only way to get to it is through here. And it's just all boulders. Otherwise you have to be there. There's no way you can get over. Class 5 probably. Frothing holes, tight pinch, guaranteed death if I go over that. But I should have plenty of time, and it's nice big forgiving eddy there at the end. So I'm gonna go for it. Technical run. This is a long portage. This canyon just keeps going. I'm long gone for the Yukon boys, 'cause the Yukon is calling for me. Not expecting this portage to be anything like this. Well, now I gotta load all the skier back in the boat, head on down river, and look for a place to camp. I'm gonna check it out, see if I can camp here. It doesn't look too good though. Well, raging class 3, over 100 meters long, and there's still rapids around the corner. So, yeah, gonna get the boat unloaded and get set up. Add in some cranberries. Just like Thanksgiving. It smells like turkey dinner. Basically all the things: stuffing, mashed potatoes, turkey, and cranberries.
I think it's supposed to be like 2 or 3 meals in that dehydrated pouch, because my pot is full.
I'm going down to scout out this rapid again. An animal bone just jammed between the rocks here, I found as I'm scouting. Maybe something came to the river. Maybe that's a bad omen. Anyways, this rapid just keeps going, but it's a class 2, and then it kind of peters out and go into a swift and goes around another corner. I think some people do carry, but it would go right up to there and then down. looks like I was right to pull over and scout this. We got another class 3. I can't really see around the corner either, so maybe I can wade through the water and get a look, but from here it looks pretty runnable, and I think there's another one following it, so this is definitely one of the marked rapids, so fingers crossed I could run it. Well, unfortunately it looks like a portage. Bummer. If the water was just a little lower, it would be totally doable, but it's just that one big part where it pours over, and then just the irregularity of the waves and the crazy boiling current, curling waves coming back both and forth, irregularly popping up here and there, and then plus all this past it, and the current doesn't slow, and then there's another class 3 around the corner. So this is class 3, then class 2, then class 3 non-stop. So I can't take a risk at running that when I'm out here alone and swimming all of this. It's just too dangerous.
Long gone for the Yukon, those northern lights I want to see. I'm long gone for the Yukon, boy, as the Yukon is calling for me.
Well, pretty much almost there. Last 50 meters, no brakes. Not bad for a double package. Wow, just a willow. Whoa, holy nightmare. Oh my god. Oh, I thought it was home free. It's an enormous gully here. And there is the clear water for me to take. Awesome. Hopefully I don't have to continue portaging. I can run this, but I got to check and see what's around that corner. Here's the part that I couldn't see. Some boils and whirlpools. They can be tricky. Holy f***. Another intense rapid down there. I scouted around this blind corner at the end of this big point, and there's nothing really here. Some tricky boils and whirlpools, but nothing I can't manage. However, just downriver from them are a bunch of pinning boulders where if I did dump in this rapid up here, there's a good chance my canoe gets wrapped around a boulder and smashed and potentially irretrievably held on there. After this is just continuous class 1-2 rapids that lead right up to another blind corner and what looks like a raging rapid, probably the next marked rapid on the topographic map. And from here it already looks like it might need to be a portage too, which is nuts. So this day is turning out to be pretty interesting and hair-raising, but anyways, take it a step at a time. I think I'm gonna go back, jump in my canoe and run this rapid as carefully as possible though. Boils, I'm telling you, the boiling current, it'll get you. Doesn't even look like much. The portage trail I put in at actually just continues and bypasses all of this. I mean, this is manageable, just big waves. That's a class 3. The other one was, oh no, a horrible, horrible boiling class 4 right at the base of this beautiful runnable rapid. How depressing. I'm getting kind of sick of just being scared shitless all the time. Well, I'm gonna pick my way along the shore here, trying to take it slow. Here we go, baby. This is where gets real. this is the last hurrah of this raging whitewater torrent where the rapids are marked on the Canadian topographic maps. Looks like just a ledge I'll be able to run. And right at the end, to cap it all off, I see a smashed in half canoe. Didn't work out too well for someone. Woo! But I think I'm officially past those crazy rapids.
I fly starship across the universe divide, and when I reach the other side, I'll find a place to rest my spirit if I can.
Done! In the bag.
Pemmican. We've also got bacon and beef jerky as well in there. Ripped up about a half a pack of Ready Crisp bacon.
About 7 a.m. Beautiful day. The water's gone down a smidge. I see a rock sticking up that wasn't there yesterday, and this rapid doesn't seem quite as bad. So, you know, maybe that's okay.
Jeez, I want a coffee so bad I could shotgun one.
Okay, so boat's all loaded up. I decided to put the solar panel up so I could bring it back out to full charge. Maybe if I have to portage today, I'll tuck it away, but makes me feel warm and snuggly to have a full charge there. And here we go. First task of the day. Run this rapid. Whoa. Oh man, more intense rapids today. Yeah, look at that. There's dinner. Another tank grayling, this little honey hole. Look at how beautiful. Wow. Gorgeous fish. Contour line crossing the river here. And as soon as, just right where that line's marked on my map, the pace of the current picks up. Might not be such easy sailing with all these tight bends through these braids, but we'll see. I might have to peel over and just put my dry suit back on, but I think it should be okay. Just making it closer and closer to those rapids, getting quite late in the evening, but I gotta make it at least there so I can have done 40K today, so I'm gonna keep pushing. Holy Christ. No shortage of the wet water on this trip. Well, I believe I'm at
the marked rapid. It goes around a blind corner, and I was cruising along and I like saw it and panicked and like paddle over to shore as quickly as possible and just sort of beach myself because there's no eddy. I'm gonna go scout it out though. Hopefully it's runnable. Looks like there might be a place to camp after all. Littered with wolf prints. Looks like people do camp here though. And there's a portage trail too, leading right up this way. But I'm gonna go scout it out. It looks like it might be a class 4. So if you went into this hole here, you could get really, really hurt. And this here is a hole. If you went into that, you just get trapped in swamp and you wouldn't be able to swim out. It's a keeper. See how that aerated water is boiling back on itself? There's this enormous hole. The only way down the whole thing is here, except bam, there's a huge rock here, so there's no route down. The only route, you'd have to crash into this boulder. My boat's not maneuverable enough to spin left and catch this little part, and even so, it's really rocky. And then it continues downriver with all craziness, so maybe I can portage to right here and then run the rest. I don't know, I'm gonna go look though. This is all doable. Doesn't look so bad from here, but it is. Looks like I'm starting the day out with a big portage tomorrow. That's completely unrunnable. The river pinches through a gap that's 4 meters thick, and there's a small waterfall, and it's just like a raging, frothing hole that, you know, would only be runnable in a large inflatable raft. So kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. So means I'm probably going to stay put today and I guess finish figuring out what I'm going to do tomorrow. I might have to keep portaging after this if it doesn't get any better, but made some good time today, but this is going to slow things down again. Looking up here for sheep, Dall sheep, one of the species of mountain sheep that has the big curl horns, and this is a place where you might see some chicken curry. Just about done. A meal fit for a king. Starting the day off with portage, not as long as the other ones, probably about 450 meters or so, but it's super rugged. Like I have to go over loose boulders and then tricky maneuvering more or less to scale, kind of like to bypass some cliffs, and a slip and fall could be severely injury-some. I don't think this would really be runnable at any water level. Maybe the upper portion, and then you can kind of run that and then eddy out before the like crazy waterfall thing. Well, I'm just plodding along, and not far after the beginning, I noticed this old trail that goes right up the hill. Unfortunately, I'm guessing that this is the trail to bypass both sets of rapids and the entire canyon, which tells me that whatever's downriver from here, I was thinking maybe I could run it, might be a waste of my time, and I'd just be able to paddle 100 meters, unload, and portage again, where I'd be better off to just portage the whole thing in one shot. It'd be faster, but I think I'm gonna risk it and just I did see a trail the way I went to, which also means that potentially the lower rapid is runnable. So I'm just gonna go with what I scouted. It could mean I could put myself in potentially a more dangerous situation, because it might mean that there's not really a good place to take out before the next rapid, or it might just be a time suck because it means I have to unload my boat and all that again. So I'm just gonna go with the plan though. And of course now I don't have a trail here. Oh. Terrible news, guys. Terrible freaking news. I have to portage the whole canyon. This is gonna take me all freaking day. This is just crazy down here. The water's too high. There's just a line of just crazy curling waves, crazy boiling current on the left, huge boulder on the right, and just no route down without hitting some stuff that's very likely gonna dump me. And then boulders downriver, which I could pin my canoe and wrap on, plus ripping current, and then a class 3 downriver. So I'm gonna have to portage this and then run what's downriver, which looks manageable. But yeah, really news, guys. This is just gonna quadruple the length of my portage here. So yeah, gotta finish
going all the way around there, over that, and probably down to that eddy over there. Oh my God, that was horrible. One more trip with the canoe. Hopefully this rain dies off before I jump back onto the river though. This is nuts. Easily a mile, this portage. Easily a mile long, this portage. Probably more. Yeah! There's some gnarly stuff, but as you can see by these cliffs around there and on the other side too, it's pretty much impossible to scout, but it looks like a class 3, so I'm gonna just have to take that risk. God, that's gorgeous. Oh my God, it's so beautiful here. Wow, there's all snow on the ground all through here. Well, I think I'm gonna try to find a place to camp here. Clearly it's not the warmest. Just after I got to camp, I just started getting hammered with rain and hail, but like crazy looking storm that way. Looks fine pretty much that way. And I was like, oh my God, here we go. It's a survival situation. And then all of a sudden it cleared up and it was like this. 2 seconds later, bizarre, there's a beautiful rainbow. So I'm expecting it to go to shit again. Maybe not that bad, but it seems that there's some more weather blowing in. And anyways, it's already late. It's probably like 9:30 right now. So I'm gonna just cook up those fish and get to bed as quickly as possible because I want to be up at 6 tomorrow. So I have time to do all the things I want to do here and finish on time. Hey bear! Cutting through a little thicket here. Holy I think I see something in here, guys. I think I might have got something. Look at that. That's gotta be gold. Like, it's got a weight to it. It's heavy. Looks pretty like banged up from being in the creek. It's not all smooth. Right at the bottom, I just sift the whole pan through and I just found a freaking gold nugget. Yeah! I'm gonna give this to my wife Tori when I get home. This is like the coolest souvenir ever from the Yukon, man. Totally worth putting myself way behind schedule on doing this hike today. And now I'm gonna have to try more. Well, that is going in a bag, in my waterproof backpack in the safest possible place imaginable.
back with my gear now. I was probably up in there panning the creek for over 3 hours anyway, so definitely cut into my day. I'm a little concerned since I have to do over 40 clicks. But yeah, better load my boat quickly and get on the river. But super cool experience for sure. Just the hike and just looking for spots and actually finding a little bit of gold is super, super neat. So really glad I took the time to do that. Arguably, even if I miss my flights and have to repay for my float plane flight, etc. Maybe not that, but still, it was a darn good experience.
And we're off! A swing bridge. That tells me that there might be an old remote prospecting camp around here. Funny that I just found gold in this area. I wouldn't doubt if I walked up this creek, I could find just a remote fly-in prospecting camp, and that's who put in this swing bridge, just basically so they can get to the other side of the river. Right now I see what look like sheep, 1, 2, 3, 4, up on the side of the mountain there. That's a neat thing to see so far away, but definitely saw them moving, so Dall sheep. There's like a natural spring that's just bursting out of the side of the mountain. It looks like, you know, obviously at times it's fed with snow runoff too, but it just bursts out of the side of the mountain out of nowhere and then tumbles down this long skinny waterfall and then disappears into a pile of rocks. It's making me really thirsty just looking at it actually. Well, I just pulled over because I stopped at the mouth of Fairchild Creek, and out of the corner of my eye I spotted a really cool old log cabin. Cabins here, they don't decay as quickly because it's so cold all the time. But you can see how this is just chinked with just moss, and the roof is just logs like this with a tarp, and then the moss basically holds the tarp in place. Logs are squared on the inside here, and you can really see the moss, and some interesting literature to thumb through here. Yeah, I wonder how old this cabin is. It's used for trapping or prospecting or hunting cabin or... Pulling up to a potential campsite. That is one hell of a view, that mountain, man. Really pushing my luck here, not setting a tarp up. Like it's raining like 50 meters away from me.
Good morning. It is day 8.
Well, I just spied something out of the corner of my eye. Basically what I saw is a cabin and what looks like maybe some communications equipment. So I'm guessing it's like a mining camp here.
That is a core sampling box. So someone's, at least at one time, was diamond drilling. Hey, a fish just jumped right there. Oh, looks like someone's here. Looks like this is an outfitter's camp. Well, it turns out I'm not the only man in this country. That plane I saw flying this morning is a Super Cub, and they can take off and land almost anywhere on those tires it had on it. And turns out they landed somewhere down here, and I just met 3 gentlemen that booted it up to these cabins to get things ready for Dall sheep hunting season. They're a ram hunting outfitter, and man, did they pick a beautiful spot. So mostly Americans pay top dollar, probably 20,000-30,000 US a hunt to come in here. They camp out here, and then they get flown off in the Super Cub or access different areas with the jet boat and hike up into the sheep country, and they hunt Dall sheep, big Dall sheep rams with the big curls.
First cast. So that's dinner for tonight. Awesome. The mountains there for a while where I was seeing the sheep were right close to the river, rising right up out of the river. Then they kind of started stepping back a little, which was still very impressive, sort of a broader amazing view. And now they're kind of petering out a little bit, or just becoming more set back and not as rugged as we reach the Peel River, where they'll maybe be a little more rolling. Still beautiful, impressive mountains, but not as dramatic, and incredibly beautiful, but just a little bit different. The ancient dance of the cliff-dwelling swallow and the rough-leg hawk plays its role out in the Yukon once again. Pretty cool. I'm watching a whole ton of swallows that have a bunch of nests burrowed into the side of this bluff, and two hawks are circling around, likely wanting to eat some of the swallows and what have you, and the swallows are not happy about it, cruising back and forth, calling, probably looking for a meal as well. It's almost 10, freaking absolutely beautiful out. So everything around here has either wet sand or large rocks, so I got one with both, and I'll figure out which one I like better. Anyways, yeah, time to get at it and get food going, get the tent set up, etc., etc. What a great meal after a long day on the river. All right, guys, nighty night, and I'll see you in the morning. Day 9 is tomorrow. Still just don't know where the heck I am on a map in this winding, narrow side channel with ripping current, log jams and sweepers everywhere. There's something you want to avoid. Oh, whirlpool. Two braids in the river are just colliding and creating a 2.5 foot high boil with ripping whirlpools behind it. Holy crap. Challenging. Like, look, do I go through there? That looks sketchy as hell. Push me into that f***ing stick, man. God, how do I keep getting into these horrible channels, man? Well, I just finished paddling the Bonnet Plume River and I'm now floating on the Peel. I got another 70 kilometers to go to the mouth of the Snake River to await my float plane charter the day after tomorrow. It is day 10 of this expedition,
And it is a very overcast morning, and get moving, get some food in me because I'm already starving. I didn't have a very big dinner last night.
Well, that's the mouth of the Snake River behind me. Another awesome river of this Peel watershed, and maybe I'll paddle it next time. There's some incredible canyons on it, probably just as beautiful as a Bonnet Plume. Maybe not as demanding on the whitewater side of things, but a lot of great things about it too, and super fun river. So yeah, just enticing looking at the mouth of it, but I'm almost done this adventure. Taco Bar, which is the gravel bar where I'm going to await my float plane pickup, is just around the corner across from this big bluff here. So I am in the final paddle strokes of this adventure.
I recognize you. You do YouTube videos.
That's right. Was it all the GoPros that told you?
About to hop on the plane and fly out over the mountains back to Mayo.
Here we are on the beautiful French River in Northern Ontario. Tori and I are just enjoying this beautiful campsite for the last few days. We are planning on paddling the rest of the French River all the way to Georgian Bay, and then paddling along the Georgian Bay coast for a short stretch to head back up the French River on another channel to where our truck is parked at Hartley Bay. So we have another week on the water here. We're super excited about it. We think we have our plans and strategies for traveling with the kids pretty dialed in. Huddy just turned 1, Wesley's 4, and of course Wesley has some disabilities that make things more challenging, but he is having a blast out here, and he's really thriving, which is so happy to see. So yeah, we are super pumped for this family journey. It's going to be our longest canoe trip to date by far as a full family, with the introduction of Huddy. The weather has been incredible, which, this is early September. It's not always like this in Northern Ontario, so we are truly lucky, and we're hoping to bang off about 17 clicks today, depending on how the kids are handling things. Good morning! Good morning! Huddy's going for a hike with Mama. just about to load up the canoe and head on our way. We got some rapids to deal with. We might have to portage. We may be able to line, run, wade. We don't know. We'll see when we get there. Hoping to catch some fish today too. Primarily we're going for some walleye, or pickerel as we call them here in Canada. So super excited to get some fish on the table and to continue this adventure. Here we go. Baird family out.
Good boy. Right down. 12 o'clock. You okay, hon? Okay, so why don't we pull over? Really? Well, so we have made it maybe a kilometer from our campsite, and Jim is not feeling well. He is extremely lightheaded and feeling tingly hands, and he thinks he has heat exhaustion. So we're kind of deciding if it's safe or makes sense to even continue the trip if he's feeling this way.
Worried that this is concussion related.
Yeah. Well, it might make sense.
I feel extremely lightheaded.
Yeah. So I'm calling it, okay?
Okay. So stay with Alex for a night at the lodge at Pine Cove.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
See how we feel, and if I feel okay tomorrow, we continue on.
Okay.
Well, Tori has moved me to the bow and put a support behind me. I don't know what's happening to me, but I feel like fainting, like I'm just extremely exhausted. But Tori's basically called it. She doesn't want us to go on. She's paddling in the stern. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna paddle to a lodge that's probably about 4 or 5 kilometers away from here. See if they have a room, potentially. I'll go get medical attention. And if I see how I'm feeling tomorrow, well, I'm feeling a little better. Tori was just gonna paddle us to a lodge, but then we actually missed Woolsey Bay and discovered we were in the North Channel, aka Tori was trying to rescue me and got sort of lost, but not really. And we had a bite to eat and I started feeling better. Tori's really worried about me because at least in this area there's road access, and after the next portage there won't be for some time, but it seems that I've convinced her that I'm gonna survive. And I'm paddling. She's in the stern managing Hudson, who's woken from a nap and who is a wee bit grumpy. So she's got to steer and parent at the same time. It's no easy feat.
This is Big Pine Rapids. He is planning on lining the first drop and poling the rest of it. It's really shallow and kind of rocky, so it's something that would be similar to what we did on the Bonaventure.
Oh, it's a fucking beauty walleye.
No way.
Holy shit. Oh, that's a net. Oh my goodness. Hello. Yeah!
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
I got some Cajun fish crisp in here with the walleye fillets and cheeks. I just added a bunch of air to this bag, and I'm just giving the fillets a nice coat. Maybe this fish first. Do you want yours like extra crispy?
Extra crispy. Busty's made it humongous.
Oh, that's pretty stiff.
Hey bud, ready to go on a canoe trip again? We're paddling today. Paddle, paddle, paddle. You gonna be a good boy? Yeah. Alright.
Oh, what is it? Looks like a wally, baby. Oh, it's a bass. Oh, I lost it!
What do you think, honey?
Hi.
We got a runnable rapid here, ladies and germs. All right.
We're just making our way down each rapid one at a time, but just for safety, we don't want to run these with the kids in the canoe, so taking more time because we have to portage the kids around the rapids, and then I've been running them. Anyways, fun little run! Woo! Well, we're just coming past Big Bluff Island through this canyon-like part of the river here, and we're gonna come up to Little Parisian Rapids, and it looks like it's totally dry and no water's going through, which means we have to turn around and try to get around the opposite side of the island, which means we just paddled a good distance out of our way.
Well, there is Little Parisian Rapids.
Whee! Honey, look! Look, honey! We are at a place called Cross Island. Cross Island is the burial site of Jesuit priests who drowned in the rapids upstream, so the same rapids we just came down, one of those sets. And there's actually a legend that this island is haunted by those who were laid to rest here. Hydrated beef pot pie. It is day 7
Got up this morning while it was still dark. It doesn't get light until about 6:15. Ended up just camping right by the water last night. There's another little flat spot, but it's a little sloping and it's sort of up a hill and kind of bushed in. So we just figured this was nice enough. Everybody's we're kind of close to everything here, so we don't have to haul our bags up anywhere. So we just set up right on the flat rocks that the low water in the river have exposed, and that's kind of awesome. Four days left on this adventure and we're getting low on oatmeal because Wesley is apparently a bottomless oatmeal pit. Anyways, fortunately we brought a good amount of pemmican. This one is actually deer venison.
Well, we are just approaching the train tracks, so we're making good distance, and it feels good because we're back on schedule now, and this means we will likely be able to do the figure 8 loop from Hartley Bay down to Georgian Bay and back, which we originally had planned, so that's great. Huddy is excited about it.
Thank you for the flowers, thank you for the weeds. Just wanted to thank you for the apple trees.
Yeah, this actually doesn't look that bad. So we pulled up to this Recollet Falls portage and portage the kids around, but then unfortunately after I portage the kids around, I realized that it's way easier to pull up on the island in the middle of the falls at these water levels. So Tori's opted to just hang out with the kids, and I'm gonna paddle up to the island, portage all the gear over the island, and then paddle over and pick them up.
Yay! Yeah. Little splish splash. Cheers!
Yeah, we're doing it. Got a nice fire going, got this tarp rig. Tori took advantage of a small portion of time where it wasn't driving rain, got the tent set up, because unless you set your tent up under a tarp, when it's driving rain it just gets soaked. Managed to get it up without it getting soaked. I got this going. Kids are happy. Tori wrestled warm clothes on them, which was no easy feat. Wow. And now we're just chilling by the fire. Tori, how far did we make it today?
So we made it about, I think, 24 kilometers.
Yeah, Baird family, high five! Good morning! How do your face is dirty? We're doing it! Hey bud, we're back on the water. He likes looking out. It makes me feel so happy to see that he's like engaging with his surroundings, you know? and we go scout it out. I think the whole family's gonna run this one. Heading out left. Good boy.
Hey, happy boy.
Howdy's paddling. Oh, there's the campsite. Looks like a pretty good campsite.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think this is it. It looks nice, Tar. This is our campsite. We're at our campsite. Yay, Wesley! That's what I did because I don't have a tree here. Because I just tied a line between this tree and this tree here. And then I tied the tarp off to that line. It's nice and taut because there wasn't a tree where I needed it. And then I just pegged that corner down to here. What do you think of this tarp rig up, bud? Hi.
Hey. Little red wagon, ding, 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 ding.
Once we get to Dolls, this won't be it.
We're gonna make a fire with that dog.
Hold on. Oh, thank God our last night is so beautiful.
I know. Well, we are loaded up. Not an easy place to load the boat, but we managed pretty well. Turned out to be a gorgeous campsite last night. No wood around, all barren rock for the most part, so no firewood. So I ended up getting a piece of driftwood, an old piece of cedar from across the river, and we had a really nice fire last night. Stayed up relatively late, just enjoying the warmth of the fire. It was a cool evening. And absolutely not a cloud in the sky today. That north wind really just completely cleared everything up. So it feels like a crisp autumn day. This morning was quite cold and just amazing, amazing mist coming off the rapids and off all the moving water at the base here of Dolls Rapids. And that mist caught the orange glow of the rising sun, which was just absolutely freaking spellbinding. Want to pull up sideways? Out of the boat, go on. Well, we just pulled up to the remains of an old alligator boat,
And these were amphibious tugboats basically used in the logging era. There's also a boiler from an alligator boat, which is the engine, essentially a steam engine, at the head of Dawes Rapids, which we just tracked up. And another one not too far from here too. And we also saw the remains of a large one down on Georgian Bay. Pretty freaking small.
We made it to the marina. Wow. We did it.
Here we are at my house, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my Newfoundland moose hunt. We did it! We're ready, North. We're ready, Wesley. Here we go. This is our cabin. So this cabin's owned by Leonard Payne there, who owns Portland Creek. And I'm going to be hunting with a fellow by the name of Jamie. Seems like a really good guy. So looking forward to getting out there.
Do you think you can shoot something that came out here freehand?
Yeah. We're basically hacking out a spot behind a rock where we're gonna have some cover, and the moose are still coming to calls. So we're gonna do some calling. Jamie here, he's better a moose caller than I, so he's gonna do some calling, see if we can't get a bull to come out. But the issue is I have a nice place to rest my rifle straight, but if something comes out there or there, it might be a little more challenging to get a shot because I'm gonna have to freehand it. So we'll see how it goes. We gave it a good shot in the first spot we tried, which looked really nice, so we're gonna boot it back to the Argo and move on to a different spot. We just left the Argo behind there on the other side, and first glance it didn't look like we could cross it, but Jamie found a route and we jumped from rock to rock and made it across. But yeah, hopefully some moose over here. Found a new little spot here, and we're gonna basically try the same thing again. Hey Jamie, calling. Yeah. All right, so we came back across this river and tried an area that looked really good, and you know, Jamie let out a few calls. I got into a good shooting position, and we gave it a good shot. But just from, you know, Jamie's experience in this area, you let out a couple calls. We're in a remote area like this. If there's anything within earshot of that, it's gonna come because they're rutting right now. And so after waiting it out a bit, it's kind of like no point to wait there anymore because there's nothing right around in this spot. So We headed back across the river and we're gonna try another spot, likely tomorrow, unless we see something on the way back. It's gonna be a little harder to get to say the least, but anyways, back in the Argo and heading back to camp. So after the first day, we got our boots on the ground. You know, you start to get a little nervous. You know, we put in a decent amount of time, and we didn't get anything. We didn't see anything. So it creeps in your mind, man, is this how it's going to be? So you know, Jamie pointed up to the top of a mountain that's about 1850 in elevation. He said, "You see that bald patch up there?" He's like, "That's where the moose are going to be, because you know, when you get up there, it opens up. There's patches of bush. There's open country. It's at higher elevation, so the trees don't grow as densely there." Anyways, we made plans the next morning early to head right exactly for that spot. He said, "Are you up for a trek?" I said, "Of course." You know, like the thing when you're hunting moose, you have to pack all the meat down, but for me, it's, you know, I'm packing heavy loads, portaging all the time anyway, so I just look at it like, you know, a portage carrying 100 pounds or more. So sure enough, you know, first thing in the morning, we get up, we have a good breakfast, and then we headed across the lake in, it was more or less sort of a fiberglass dory, parked it, and then made our way up this mountain.
I'd love to call right here, but if he comes out, where's he coming? We're right on us, eh? Yeah.
Basically heading up a mountain here and stopping every little ways and throwing out a few calls, sort of coming in slow and fairly quietly, but hoping there might be something up on the bald patch of this mountain here, so putting in a few miles today.
I'd rather make it up there for a good view than make a mistake here.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, we don't have much of, like, something's gonna have to come out right there or here, right?
Oh yeah, good field of view up here.
Picked a high point of land up on some top of some rocks. There was some cover, and I could see probably about 1 kilometer in one direction, you know, probably about 800 meters in another, you know, patches of open country like meadows, bog, and patches of denser bush, and it looked like a perfect spot. And so Jamie said, "You know what, we're gonna stay here for a long time."
Jamie's just giving me a few tips on how to just get that call out. You really want to think about it like you're going to make it echo. Really let it come from your stomach when you can't see anything, because you want something far away to hear it, and then you got to get quieter as they come in closer. But we're just trying to mimic the sound of a cow moose calling, and because we're in the rut, they'll draw the bulls in. I wonder if you could see kind of like some open patches, from over there.
Maybe. You know, sure enough, I spotted a moose, and likely if it's coming to your call, it's going to be a bull because it's coming to a cow call. And I spotted a moose coming out of a dense timber line, probably about 1 kilometer away. So good distance away. We both had binoculars, and we couldn't tell of the size of it or not. We keep calling it. It's coming. It gets close enough that Jamie can see that, you know, it's not a very big bull. It's a small, young bull. I said, you know, I'm happy with that. Let's keep trying to attract this bull to come in. Sure enough, we call again, and it starts coming towards us. And at this point, it's probably over 400 meters away. And Jamie knew just by the way it was acting that it was coming towards our calls, and that, you know, it's on basically. So the bull came along, and it entered a patch of dense bush where it couldn't see us from that distance. We couldn't see it anymore. So we picked up and we moved quickly to a better location, knowing that when it came out of that patch of dense bush that we would be in a better position to make a shot on this thing. We got up, grabbed our stuff, and run, you know, stealth like a good little distance into another sort of vantage point. We hadn't even called yet. I was looking at this other bull here. Well, at that same time, Jamie goes, "Big bull right in the bush over here." And I look over, and sure enough, this big bull was within 100 meters of us. So anyways, I put my rifle up and I got the scope on, and the moose was moving, and it just was not a ethical shot. Like I'd see moose, trees, moose, trees. And at this point it looked like the moose was gonna leave, and I just did not feel safe taking the shot. And I was thinking, well, you know, cool experience, maybe we'll get one later today or tomorrow. You know, I was thinking maybe this was it, but I really didn't want to pass up this opportunity. You know, Jamie saying you shouldn't call when it's this close, you know, because it'll kind of know, it'll hear the call, it won't smell a moose, and it'll spook it. Well, I decided to call anyways, and sure enough, it spooked the moose, but fortunately, it actually 180'd, and it ran out of the bush and ran up onto a perfect vantage point, looking like the front cover of a magazine. However, it was moving quickly, and that's when Jamie let out a bull call, a call that means, hey, you want to fight? So Jamie, you know, knowing this is the perfect time to let out a bull call to stop this moose from running. He lets out the bull call, the moose stops, it turns to us, looks like this, and there was my shot. I took as much time as I possibly could. I felt really good about my shot, and boom, I let it fire, and the moose dropped right away.
And get the back straps and tenderloins.
Okay.
And whatever organs you want.
Yeah.
We'll have a look at liver.
Yeah.
There's no spots on it. I'd say it's good.
Yeah.
But if spots, or it looks really grayish.
Just leave it for the ravens.
Yep, I would.
Now we had to climb down the mountain with the moose, and of course Jamie and I were up for, you know, carrying heavy loads. However, there's no way we could get this whole thing down in one load. Down this mountain, we get to that one big bog that we're having to go around, and you know, your feet get stuck in the bog, you start to fall over with all that weight on your back, and you can get hurt. I actually lost my boot in the mud at one point on this mission. Well, I had a heavy pack on, and I managed to basically regain and pull it out and get it back on without getting my sock completely in the mud.
Get out of there, you bastard! Hey, go.
Yeah, I go.
Woo! I forgot how heavy it was already.
We start making our way back across the lake, and sure enough, Tori comes out of the cabin and sees us. Well, she said that she could tell that we seemed to be going slower, and our boat was a little bit deeper in the water. So she ran and got the camera thinking that maybe we got one. I grabbed the rack and the skull, and I stood up in the boat and held it up like this to show her we got one. And she's just like, oh my God, they got one.
Oh my God!
We got about 300 pounds of meat to eat now, honey.
I was wondering why they were driving so slow. And I thought maybe because they have a fully loaded boat.
Good boy. Good boy.
And it was very exciting. So she came in and congratulated us, and we eventually brought the kids down, you know, to the dog, and showed them the moose rack and the antlers.
Yeah, North, we got a moose, bud. We got a moose. You like eating moose? You're gonna get some of that. Yeah. We got the moose out, the majority of it out, and the rack out, and yeah, we got more work to do for sure. We got to hang it up and wash it off and get it ready to get out of here, and probably going to be taking it to the butcher as well. But bulk of the work is done, but still more to do. Anyways, awesome day.
Grossmore National Park.
Woo! What do you think of that, Hudsters?
We're in Grossmore. So we pulled up to our first hike in Grossmore, Western Brook Pond. Took us about an hour to get everything organized to start actually hiking, and now it's raining, but that's okay. It's about a 6-kilometer hike. Says it takes about 1 to 2 hours. Looks absolutely beautiful, and I think we are headed right into this valley here.
Whoa.
Nice flat trail. I mean, I'm happy to be getting exercise, that's for sure. You sleepy boy? Wow.
We just pulled up to campground at Grossmore National Park. We are the only people here, which is kind of cool. There are some other sites where you can plug in where you have power, but we're charged up, and these other sites look very, very beautiful. Got the place to ourselves. Hiking trails leaving right from the campground, and something pretty cool I'm about to show you now. Check this out. Nice little morning coffee spot overlooking some quaint fishing cabins. Coastal Trail, Huddy. Coastal Trail West. Coastal Trail, Mama.
Smell that sea breeze, eh? You can almost taste the salt.
Whoa. It's like a miniature forest in here.
North scared it off, eh?
Was it North?
Yeah, so we just saw a big old bull moose on the trail. And you know, this is the moose, the rut's late this year, so the moose are in the rut, and they can be a dangerous thing to encounter. And so we didn't get the camera out in time, unfortunately, because I was trying to get a bear banger out because it was eyeing us down, but I think North spooked it and it ran the other way, so it didn't try to come at us. But yeah, it's okay, North. It's okay. No barking. No barking. Yeah.
What do you do if it charges us?
I'm gonna fire this bear banger.
Hide behind a tree?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Find a big tree to hide behind?
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna see it again. Anyways, bummer that we didn't catch it on camera, but that was cool. Just a big old moose right on the trail.
So now we're thinking that, you know, the trails around here are pretty well marked, aren't they, Wesley?
Yes, they are.
It might be better to do Grossmore Mountain in one day. Do it all in one shot. It's 17K to get in and back. And so we're thinking that maybe instead of backcountry camping, we could leave super, super early in the morning and make it back, bring our headlamps, and potentially have to do the end of the trail at night, but you know, camp, leave our truck, you know, right at the trailhead so we get back and we have a nice warm place and stuff like that, and not have to backcountry camp. And because it's 17K, which is a lot, plus a lot of it's right up a mountain, going in with all that gear will slow us down. So if we go light, we will be able to cover a lot more ground. So we're thinking instead of backcountry camping here in Grossmore, we might try to bang off that trail in a day. But that's not going to be till tomorrow. The weather's supposed to be nice tomorrow too, so hopefully we have some clear skies and some beautiful views. But today we're checking out a place called Tableland. So we're going to be putting a few miles on our boots today, to say the least. Just getting things going here. Tori got some oatmeal going, got a couple coffees going. Can't complain. Super, super excited to see what the day has to hold. Yeah, Grossmore National Park, freaking beautiful, and lots more to come.
We're going into the clouds, Huddy.
Oh, we got some blue skies. Interesting serpentine rock all around here.
Looks like our trail continues on the other side and crosses right here.
Well, we're making our way up this mountain here at Tableland. It's basically climbing up beside a waterfall, making up this mountain, and we're just about to start the steep part now, and it's already pretty tiring, but what a view.
We have completed our hike here to the top of this waterfall, which is freaking awesome. Like, wow, what cool country. It's just so jagged. I feel like I'm in the Grand Canyon. Some people compared it to another planet, but tablelands here in Grossmorn are unreal. We're gonna go up and summit the mountain.
Wow.
So yeah, we made it to the top and we climbed over another ridge and got an awesome view out on the kind of a flat part of the tablelands. Anyways, we're gonna walk down quickly but safely, because the walk down can often be more dangerous than the walk up, and there's a couple parts that are we're getting a little tricky. So we might walk on trail for a bit more, and who knows, maybe we even see some caribou. But anyways, amazing. Bit of a test on whether we're going to be able to do the 17K loop Grossmorn mountain climb tomorrow with the kids. We are at the trailhead to Grossmorn Mountain right now. We left camp just at first light because it was a bit of a drive from where we're camped to the trailhead. So yeah, it's 17 kilometers and we're carrying the kids, so here we go. And we're off. That's Grossmorn Mountain, baby. A 17K return trip. Making our way through a pretty dense bush here. Big mountains I can see through the bush this way. Kids are having fun. Huddy's napping. Wesley's quite content, as you see. Yeah, so we're just trying to, like, I guess, make some time, even though we're tired. This is the first rest we've taken, just sitting on a rock.
We've been walking for almost an hour.
That's Huddy. You ready? Is that your game face?
This is my I don't know what we signed ourselves up for face.
Well, we are entering an area of Arctic alpine tundra. I feel like we're blocked from the wind in here though, eh? It's just, this is the hardest part right here. This is the most mentally and physically challenging part of this climb. 5-second break. We're almost up at the top of this steep part, and it'll get a little flatter for a bit. You got this. Oh, the uphill is not over. We're up here and way up there, but from here it looks like we're well over half done, but still a ways to go. So cool being up here with these guys. Can you believe we have our kids on a mountain? You climbed a mountain and you're only one.
staircase.
145 steps. That would have been
Hurt my knees more than anything else in the entire day.
hurt mine too. It's like the stairs were the rises were too small. Well, clearly we have a ways to go down in elevation still.
What do you think of this view?
Incredible.
We have a long way to go still though, eh?
And there is a moose.
Right, huh? Is it huge or just me?
They're all huge.
I know, but like, look how far it is.
That looks huge. That's the same moose that was in front of the bridge that these guys spooked.
I saw it from way up the mountain in front of the bridge. I wasn't sure if it was a moose, but then I went around a corner and that thing I thought might have been a moose was gone. Well, sure enough, likely the same one. Just on the hill, big moose. Anyways, we gotta be careful because they can be aggressive in the rut, and the rut is late this year, as we know all too well. So just be careful. It doesn't mean that they're gonna 100% attack you, but it can be sketchy.
Oh yeah, big bull. Big bull.
You see the f***ing size of that? Holy
Downhills are terrible.
Yeah.
These are great.
A nice gradual but steep downhill stuff. We did it! High five, honey. Yes. All right.
High five. You're pretty happy.
All right.
You didn't have to do any walking.
You climbed up the mountain.
Wesley, we did it. High five. Yay! Good high five, my love.
It's an awesome day. We are headed into a cabin-scapes cabin in the backcountry here in Haliburton. We got here late. This time we're taking the snowmobile. We're gonna get packed up. We're probably gonna be getting there at night, so a little bit more of an adventure than we were hoping for. North is gonna run beside us on the way in. Hi, Hud. Ready to go on a snowmobile ride? Just like Dada. Huddy's got an over the helmet balaclava and an under the helmet balaclava. Good job, Huddy.
Are you awake?
Huddy might be sleeping. Huddy loves the snowmobile, and so does Wesley.
We're here. Oh, look, an outdoor shower.
Ooh, sweet.
Too
Probably
cold.
won't be using that in the winter.
Too cold right now. But...
Mom likes it?
Okay, let's get the heater going.
You like it, Tor?
I do. Want to help?
Man, this is high-end box wine.
High-end box wine. I didn't bring a cup for you, honey. You're gonna have to
Cheers.
drink out of bottles all
Cheers.
weekend.
Cheers.
Cheers. We got some moose steaks. These are moose round steaks, and we kind of messed up a little bit because
they're frozen solid. I thought they're going to be thawed, but you know, it's not ideal to cook steak from frozen. So we heated them up in a pot, but then the pot started boiling, so they're kind of cooked a little. So it's a little bit of a science project at this point. Definitely not your perfect, delicious steak cooking that you'd want to go, but my guess is that they're still going to be pretty good.
Nah, it's not that bad. It's just the edges.
Hey, bud. Hey, bud. Good morning.
Abby doesn't like that. First morning waking up in this beautiful off-grid tiny cabin, and really nice to see the area with a little bit of light on it. We got a light snow falling today. We're nestled right into the forest here. There's some large old growth hemlock trees, some birch trees, and we can see through the trees right out to this gorgeous lake that we're set up on. It was quite warm in here yesterday. There's propane heat in here, and we probably ran it a little warmer than even need be, but it's a small space, so it heats up quickly, which is very nice. So very, very cozy.
Maybe we'll go outside in due time.
Good job. Where are you going, bud? Where are you going?
You made it out.
I made it.
How's what?
Good.
And we're gonna head off. This is basically the end of the snowmobile trail here. We're gonna head off and jump onto the lake and see if we can't catch any trout. Looking forward to it.
Stay to the right.
Yeah, look here. Oh, snowing pretty good, eh?
Oh.
Kind of making our way along. I'm looking for a good place to get set up to catch brook trout.
Well, this is the spot. Okay, so we have 2 lines in each. We got my Freybill tip up there with a flag that pops, and that's got my little robotic minnow lure on it. Should probably swap it out for a live, but I was worried we didn't have a lot because a lot of them died. Tori's got her rod set. She had a dead minnow on a spoon that she was jigging, so she might swap that off for live, but she's got just a little bracket that holds her rod there. And then I have 2 more sets here with 8-pound mono with just a sinker and minnow. One here and one, I don't know, about 30 feet away.
Oh, got one, got one.
Yeah! Tank! Wow! What a fish store! Beauty!
Nice, hon.
Electrifying.
This was all you. I mean, I pulled it in, but
That was electrifying.
Jim was just saying, how have we not caught one yet? And then 2 seconds later, the line starts going crazy. And I wanted to give it a try. My first brook trout through the ice. Of course, I stopped. Close
That's the big one, Hud.
2 to 4, 8.
What color is yours?
Here, Huddy.
Fish.
This is our snowmobile trailer toboggan, and this is our jogger chariot. A ratchet strap's holding that down, plus it's all tied off to the toboggan. Look at that. Solid. And they got a windshield.
What do you think? You gonna go on the snowmobile?
North has been riding in here, but I think he wants to run the rest of the way back. He ran a good little yeah.
On the lake. He ran on the lake for a little bit, but then we put him back in because we didn't want to. He was a little too slow.
Good boy.
Hey everybody, we are here at Metawgamasseen Lake, and me, Xander Budnick, Max Budnick, Nate Smith, and North are ready to head off on an epic adventure. We are gonna cross the entire Temagami region from south to north. We got a lot of interesting stuff in front of us, a lot of remote areas to go through where there's very little knowledge. So we're gonna be following the Nastwagon, which are the traditional routes. So these trails and these routes have been used ever since the glaciers left. So they're 8,000 years old, and we're gonna try to basically poke our way through this wilderness area. And I'm super excited to head out with these boys and hopefully crush a successful expedition if all goes well.
We're just hitting some bad slush here, real morale buster. North, come on! his feet go in and kind of get wet and he gets scared that he's like breaking through the ice or something. We're through the slush up where Xander is. Man, this is real hard, tough going. He's trying to smell if it's ice or water, so I'm gonna haul through both sleds through the slush, and hopefully we won't have wasted too much time at the end of the day, but that's how it goes.
Wicked. Enough?
Yeah, that's great.
Sure?
That's great.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure I put some like basil in or something. Most of all, just cut up steak.
It's delicious.
Tell me when.
When?
That's what we're heading out into. It's a little ominous.
I didn't know it was supposed to snow this much.
Yeah, no doubt.
Almost whiteout conditions. We've got to be careful because we got to pick up a portage trail that comes out at the base of basically a rapid or where there's current. So we don't want to be venturing onto thin ice. Wherever there's current, the ice usually is non-existent or minimum not as thick. So we just want to be careful that you know, we're not going to be hitting that kind of stuff. We're heading down that way. Feels like we're getting almost a little bit of rain right now. My topo map shows that there's an old trail that bypasses all of this here. So that's what I'm scouting out right now. Looks like I'm lucky. I've actually picked up the trail here. But here it is, old road. There's a lot of down trees, doesn't look like it's been used much. And it's looking like it might be a real slog. A couple glum faces over here.
Yeah, we are not there. We are in the wrong spot. We are very much in the wrong spot.
Oh, really? What,
Yeah.
so we just should keep following? Or is this just like the trail's the wrong trail?
Wrong trail.
Ooh, that's not good.
No, it's not good at all. We are at these small little lakes.
Did we miss a cutoff?
You must have.
I was a little worried about that, to be honest with you.
Should have been looking earlier.
Well, I guess so. We broke all this trail for nothing?
We broke all this trail for nothing.
You gotta be kidding me. Good morning. It is day 3 of our adventure. We're still camped here last night on what is an old skidder trail, basically, that we thought would lead us into Sylvester Lake. At least the map showed it would, but it didn't. So I mean, probably has not been a wise decision to go this way. Anyways, just getting some more water boiled here. Melting snow takes a while. I don't know if we're going to fill up all our water bottles, or maybe do that once we get down to Sylvester Lake. But at least get a few bottles of melted snow going for the time being.
The lifeblood of the day right there.
We think we heard a cry, a lone wolf call, which is pretty cool. And the trail looks pretty good out there.
Got it.
North, leave it, leave it. North, leave it.
Keep it coming. Keep it
coming. Whoa, Max went down. Hold up. Keep her coming. Halfway.
Oh, I've been long gone, wanna talk to you. I've been hustling for so long. Oh, I've been thinking about the past, and it keeps me going on. Oh, and I can't stop, no, I don't stop. It's only I can see.
We are dealing with some sketchy ice conditions. This has been pushing to be the warmest winter in Canadian history. And stuff we thought was going to be iced up is just open. So it's making things more challenging. Like, you know, typically you'd be able to walk right across here, but you can see that stretch of open water there. Then the ice is sketchy up to here. So we don't really even know if we could have come that way or if the way we came was necessary. But we're gonna keep going. But it's like basically the work that we just did, and then this. We thought, okay, here we go. We're done the work, and it's like, oh my God, it's like another never-ending gong show after that. So it's kind of discouraging. We finished the portage trail to find a ton more open water. Brutal. North is scouting. But look at that. Like, you see that? 2 hard chops and I'm through. But then at first, it's always sketchier near shore because there's any runoff, any thaw. But then I check it and right there, I'm touching a bottom layer. But just this slush ice, I mean, it's like that. Got open water there. And sketchy ice and open water there, but good ice in between. Just wherever there's current, sometimes stuff never freezes up if it's strong enough. And especially in a warmer year. So just walking across here in between 2 very open stretches of water, plenty of ice, no issues. And there it is, Sylvester Lake. Just crossed Sylvester Lake. We're at Wolf Lake. That's what you do when you hit the Wolf Lake. Tomorrow we have a long way to go because, you know, on this trip in total is, you know, I counted 137 kilometers and yeah, we have a long way to go. And we've only made it, like, we're supposed to be averaging 12 kilometers a day, and we've made it like 12 and a half kilometers, and it's been 3 days.
So I'm gonna just see what kind of ice we're working with over here. How many more narrows are around there, Xander?
There's that narrows.
Yeah.
You can take a look at the map. I think we could squeeze along the shoreline. On the
That's actually maybe not a bad idea, dude.
Yeah, just bushwhack that.
Yeah. Well, I'm just checking the ice. We're hoping we can get through this narrows up here. These guys are letting me be the guinea pig because I have the axe. So we have 3.5, 4 inches here of slush ice. Then we have a layer of water, and then we have what's probably the black ice underneath. See that there? That's all sketchy ice.
We're good to go, guys!
Coming through this narrows here, I get close to this rock, and I broke through. I didn't get a soaker, but just look at how deep it is. But I think it's just because there's current here and it's close to the rock. Everything else feels pretty thick.
Well, we made it through the sketchy ice and narrows. And look at this. The world is our sardine. I mean oyster. Damn it, I always screw that up.
Yeah! Chattahoochee Lake. It automatically turns on 45 seconds. I'm gonna be just off the bottom. Got one. Yeah, lake trout, baby. Woo! Look at that. Yeah.
And it is coffee time in our tent as we get prepped for another long day out there.
Muskoka Roastery. A little creamer in there. Delish.
Good morning.
Good morning, Xander.
Nice day.
I know it is. Come on. Come on, you got it. It's just normal. Well, it appears that that rain and wind we had yesterday might have really screwed us. Toboggan won't move anywhere. Look at this slush. Just water with all the freezing rain and wet snow. It's just put a lot of pressure on the ice and all the cracks are just pushing water up. Everybody else is way ahead waiting for me and I can't north toboggan. Every 3 steps I have to clean it off and it's just pulling like an absolute log to disaster. Come on, North. Come on, boy. Oh my God. We're I don't know what's going on here, but I feel like might have almost just broken through the ice, or at least a slush layer. Everyone's way ahead of me, and just because I'm heavier than everybody, every step is going into the slush. And on top of that, north sled is getting, for whatever reason, is getting super easily iced up. On a fun note, this is the campsite that Ted and I camped at one time in the summer.
Wow, there's tons of smallmouth in here. Is the oatmeal in this one?
But like, what the hell is that? Oh, fuck. Oh my God. What the f? Crazy, man. North is scared of the slush. We don't like slush either. Come on, you got over this fear, bud. I caught up with these guys and gave them my pity story at why I'm ruining everyone's day, and gave this another scrape. It's really hard to get it out. After the last gong show of me breaking through the ice, etc., we've decided that we're going to change up our route and do something that is humanly possible in the amount of time we have. But we're super excited because it might put us on some decent lake trout waters and give us an extra day that we can take off to sort of just rest our bones, because we've been really giving her. So yeah, we're going to be all exploring some new territory and doing a big loop. So far so good, I'd say, on this new route. Came through another narrows, so we're off Chiniguchi on another lake I think called McConnell. We're going to portage into a bay in Chiniguchi. So yeah, change of the route. Very interesting that we're in such a place with so many connected waterways that you can just change your route like that. It's almost like you feel as free as a horse on the open plain here in Temagami, which is the largest area of interconnected waterways in the world. But you know what? We knew coming in that we were going to have these challenges, and they proved to be more time consuming than we really thought, worse than we thought. And you know, our original goal was to get to Gauganda, but just not possible in our time. So rejig things, and another amazing route where we're still going to be having to give her just as hard as we have been. Here we go, our portage. Right where the trail end. Hopefully Nate and Xander started breaking trail already. We're worried about some sketchy ice conditions coming through the narrows here, and it looks like there's some current open water up there. Go on, North. Hopefully it's just at this pinch point here. The boys ran into some bad ice right in that pinch point, and they're having it cut over here. Fine?
I mean, it seems fine. As I go through, well, this is completely open here. I don't know, man. I'm not sure if it's better to be closer to the shore or further away from it.
Okay, I'm gonna get my axe out, I guess. Run into an issue with the ice. Xander was checking it. He broke through in about 2 feet of water there. There's open water back up that way. And then this narrows through here. We're right at a pinch point here, so we're worried. I just checked the ice right here, and it seems thick enough. I mean, I'm standing on it, but we need to walk way out to there. Not far, but we want to play it safe. Usually when somebody breaks through the ice, you're like, let's check it a little more, you know? So I think maybe we can cross. Loads of ice here.
that hits the spot. Wow.
There you go, Nate.
Heck yeah.
You went through the slush.
Then cover it with snow to insulate it so that won't freeze up on me. I got my stick, my spool down there, elastic here, and bait with a dead stick minnow. It did, look at that. See that? Those bows left the hole wide open. Nothing yet. Wake up today. There we go. Bacon. I think for some reason you are pals. Yeah, these toboggans are like 10 feet long. It's super hard to turn them. This is a long, steady hill. The hill's bad enough, but it's where the big turns come in. That things get really interesting. Beautiful in here though. Bumped into a couple guys that were out here fishing, caught a couple and bombed in their Scandex through deep slush. But it looks like we're doing okay because we're lighter than them. We're not in snowmobiles and the slush isn't so bad. We're hoping as we get out there and you know, even though we've had this warm weather that creates the slush, we're hoping as we get further out that the wind, I don't know, has maybe blown some more of the snow off and some more of that slush is frozen up. We'll see. But anyways, no time like the present. Got to put miles on our boots here. I get a weather forecast with my InReach. One's a high of 3, low of 0. High of 3 degrees, low of 0, and rain. Thursday, high of 0, low of -10, 80% chance of rain. So like 2 days in a row of rain. Concerning. I'm going to be putting on soaking wet boot liners in the very near future.
I'm in a foot of water right now, and this is concerning because this is what I'm walking in. Needless to say, my boots are absolutely soaked. We knew the weather was going to be pretty warm coming into this, but like warm for winter, but then it got way warmer. It's okay, North, you're good, bud. You're good. North doesn't like the slush. He's got a little scared of it, but he's learning. We picked up an old portage trail that led to a snowmobile trail. Luckily, we were able to find a workaround and cut into the bush. We're gonna follow a snowmobile trail around some of the thin ice and slush. I mean, who knows, we might still hit a lot of slush, we never know, but it's gonna be faster. It's longer in distance, but having to poke around and make sure the ice is safe and the slow going through the slush, not to mention like my boots right now are full of water. So this will be the faster route for sure.
That's not a great place for a sled.
Nice, nice. Nice. Dude, what even is that? Why is that even melted in there? What the f is that, man? What just happened? Nate's on skis, and so he's skiing down this hill, but it's not very easy, first of all, to ski down the hill on cross-country skis, let alone while trying to wrangle a probably 170-pound toboggan. Well, his toboggan got out of control, crashed over the side bank, whipped down a huge hill through some trees, and dunked in a bog hole of wet, soaking, rotted ice and swamp mud and just basically water, and was like half submerged at the base of a huge hill. Our put-in is supposed to be there. You know, I can see this being open in a normal year, but all that and sketchy ice around the corner. Our route right now, our new route, follows creeks. So, you know, challenges with bad ice conditions are plaguing us, and they're getting worse. We have rain on the way because it's just this bizarre winter. We checked, of course, the weather. It was like iffy. We thought, well, this couldn't get any worse. Well, sure enough, it has gotten worse.
Flying the drone right now to scout the ice, and it's way worse than we expected.
And it's gotten warmer. I mean, we had minus 25, but it was too short-lived. So we've kind of found a workaround where we picked up a snowmobile trail that comes kind of close to our route, and we think that potentially we can switch up our route again, jump on this snowmobile trail and take it to Wolf Lake. If you remember, when we crossed from Wolf Lake into the lake just north of that, we crossed the snowmobile trail. Well, we think this is the same trail. We're not 100% sure, but that would mean we'd be switching up our route for a second time due to bizarre weather patterns. So yeah, you get what you get when you come out here, but it's the weather and the conditions are turning this into quite an adventure. So we think we might have to do that. I mean, we could beast it through here and just portage around all this water. But there's just a long stretches of narrows and creeks that, you know, are, some of them have portage trails around them. However, the same thing as we were running into coming up the Chiniguchi River is that the put-ins and takeouts that would normally be frozen or frozen close to are going to be wide open, forcing us to spend hours bushwhacking to good ice. And also the ice is rotting, and it's only getting worse right now. And we're in February, so this is just the weirdest winter of my entire life. So we want to make sure before we just start following a snowmobile trail, we want to make sure that this one actually goes where we think it does. Most of them, you know, all more or less lead back to the Kukagami Lake Road. So you know, very little snowmobile traffic on it, you know, if any, here in the middle of the week. So it's Monday today, but this is just nuts to see this kind of open water here in Northern Ontario in the middle of February. What are you doing? You made it.
Oh my god.
Unbelievable, bro. That was amazing. I could never, ever have done that. I can't ski worth shit, though.
I don't think I was meant to do that.
That was awesome, dude.
That's the hardest thing I've ever done on these skis, that's for sure.
Nate just towed up that hill hauling this thing.
the whole way with skis on.
That feels good at the top though.
Well, we are back at Wolf Lake. We're gonna take a different way into the lake than we did when we took our way out. Flatter, but trail's not broken and it's a little longer. Now that we're seeing the weather we're having now and what it's doing to anything where there's water moving, just snow is melting into the creek and it's rotting whatever ice there is from the bottom.
We've made it to this point of the day. We're in the tent again. I've switched to my camcorder because I broke my mirrorless today. And I just took off my boot. And honestly, it weighs like 6 pounds. I gave it to Nate and he couldn't even carry it for the life of him and he just burst into laughter. It's so heavy. It's been full of water since this morning. We have a weather report saying it's going to be 5 degrees, which is crazy, and rain. So we just don't even know what to make of that. We're just concerned and bewildered, but we'll have to deal with it. We hope it just doesn't make everything like completely untravelable slush. So time to get coffee up. Oh man, I could have slept for another hour.
My bag that was on the back of Nate's toboggan yesterday. Caused by the weird thaw.
Let's pull up where Jim is.
Cheese rolls.
That's it for camp today. We're gonna start moving. We're gonna cut across Wolf Lake. It's still about -12 out, so we're hoping that as at least for the time being frozen up a little bit more of the slush. A little bit of a different route on Wolf. Beautiful day, excited to get out there, and we're gonna tackle the portages into Sylvester today. At that point, Metagamassine could be just an absolute slush monster with the +5 temperatures on the forecast tomorrow, and we're gonna have to assess exactly what we're gonna do there. If there's potentially another trail that we might have to bushwhack to get into that snowmobile trail to travel the majority of the distance of Metagamassine in a roundabout way back to where our vehicles are, but might be a bit of a game time decision. We'll see. Hard to believe it's going to be +5 tomorrow in the depth of winter here when it's as cold as it is right now, but it is what it is. When you're heading out on an expedition like the one we're on here, and there's a lot of question marks around weather and ice conditions and all that kind of stuff. It's important to have a bit of a plan B or even a plan C, and you know what I mean, just for safety and something you can do if what you're doing isn't possible. And that's what we've done, and this trip's kind of been just about figuring it out as we go along. You know, kind of coming to a roadblock and figuring out how we can continue on and still have a great trip, explore more country, how we can get away from sketchy ice and deal with this crazy winter we're having with these crazy warm spells and fluctuations and all that. And so, yeah, this is not our original plan, but it's something we can do, and it's something you want to be aware of. What other trails, are there snowmobile trails in your area? Are there other options for a plan B? And that's kind of what we're utilizing right now, and it's gonna make a big difference tomorrow, trying to track down Metagamassine in literally slush almost up to our knees. So we're thinking that we might be able to avoid the day of +5 and rain that's bizarrely in the forecast, potentially avoid getting soaked and just get out of here today, which would be, I don't know, a very long day, probably 18K or something like that. But I think the consensus is if the weather stays good and if we keep making good time and are feeling good, we're gonna go for it.
This is so well graded right now. It feels like I'm just pulling nothing. It's effortless cruising.
Well, we have made it back to the road and ahead of schedule too. Basically, we avoided the horrible rain and slushy conditions and +5 temperatures that would have basically made travel very challenging for us tomorrow. And we pushed and we booted it about 17 kilometers to get back to the road. So where we're standing right now, we can drive our cars to. We've left our toboggans here. We're gonna walk back, grab our vehicles and come pick them up because we don't need to drag them anymore. And that's it. So our adventure has ended at the end of day 9. Amazing trip, and hopefully next year we can give a shot to cross Temagami from Matagamacy to Goganda and hopefully have some better conditions. So yeah, you might see me back here in the not too distant future, but until that time, super excited to go home, see my wife and kids, and start planning the next adventure.